What up? It's your boy. Y'all don't care, let's be honest. Let's get into the video. Y'all read the title, y'all know what this video is about. It's about that one game that we all love to hate. So, not that anyone asked, but what are my thoughts on the game? I have no idea why I said it like that, please. Anyways, the game has issues. Yeah, it has bugs, it has problems, and currently it is what a lot of people would call broken, but it's still fun. It is a lot of fun. The bugs are a part of the game, but a lot of the annoying game-breaking ones are gone. Most of the bugs left at this point are memes or McKay's voice lines.
One down. You're welcome.
Everything else is great. Yes, the voiceover isn't perfect, but it's good for the most part, except McKay. Angel sounds a little too goofy when you get in, but he kind of grew on me now, and I don't want Angel any other way. Oh, and Falk has good voiceover. You cannot change my mind on that.
Quite a squad. Heaven help us.
And what with the shooter that everyone seems to like being this hyper-competitive corner-holding sweat swamp that lasts until the next solar eclipse. Sorry about that. A fast-paced, chaotic shooter that prioritizes fun and action over everything else is a nice change of pace. Just look at all the cool footage that I can find with only like 3 matches worth of footage in this game. And I'm a bad player. Like, I don't even have to fire a single shot to be entertained here. Just running around soaking in the scale is enough to keep me in this game. Let me show you what I mean. Before I get into all the bugs and the issues, all I want to say is DICE really pulled a smooth brain move by focusing on the damn scoreboard instead of putting in new maps, specialists, weapons, and drones as they originally intended. So the lore is very well written, and it's basically about the climate crisis and how climate change is a very real thing which can affect everyone and will have negative consequences, disastrously negative consequences on the entire world, and how superpowers wage their wars in smaller countries and ravage said smaller countries. If you think about it, it's a very realistic reflection of modern society. And
I know, but this is too big to ignore.
Okay, so here's the thing. Rao is supposed to be Indian, right? He even has an Indian accent
Reporting for duty.
in game and pretty much every other promotional thingy that came out. But then you look at the primary thingy for promotion, right? Exodus, and this is what you get.
Head straight into that store.
That's a category 5, sir.
So there's 3 broad divisions at the main menu: All Out Warfare, Hazard Zone, and Portal. So this is the mode that the trailers flexed and the reason I bought a copy of the game. 128 players unless you're on previous gen consoles, in which case 64 players, take it or leave it. You load into post for your new rap album.
What you know about?
And then two teams fight to control objectives. Control all the objectives in a sector to control the sector, control all sectors and get that win. There's two sub-modes here. Conquest, where you control a sector to reduce the other team's lives by 10 each time you gain control of a sector. Both teams start the match with 1,300 lives and the first to 0 loses. It's basically a 128 player team deathmatch, but with objectives. Pretty cool, and it's the mode that everybody and their mama plays. The other one's Breakthrough. One team defends while the other attacks a series of objectives that push forward towards the defender's spawn. As an attacker, you gain control of a sector and then push onwards to the next one. You do this sector by sector until you've made it to the other side of the map before you run out of lives. As a defender, you're supposed to defend sectors until the attackers run out of lives. Oh, and you have unlimited lives. Both these modes are actually pretty cool, but I like Conquest more for one single reason. I can actually find games in Conquest. Breakthrough just boils down to time of day and region. And that would have been fine if I could change my region like most other games allow me to, but DICE for some reason skip that shit. Like, I don't mind the high ping DICE. That shit kicks in anytime I start screen recording anyways. There's nothing I can say about this mode that the trailers don't tell you for one single reason. No one, and I mean no one, plays this shit. Believe me, I've tried finding Hazard Zone matches, but I waited 10-15 minutes to fill a 32 player lobby only to give up and find a 128 player Conquest match in under 30 seconds. So, y'all remember the workshop in Overwatch? Yeah, that's basically what this mode is, except you have slightly less control over how much you can break the game. And in exchange you get maps, weapons, and classes from 2042, Bad Company 2, 1942, and Battlefield 3. It's a great mode to mess around in, and DICE picks up some of the more popular Portal server settings and turns them into official server modes, just like the workshop in Overwatch. This actually kind of broke the progression system because the official Portal modes had the same progression rewards as Hazard Zone and All Out Warfare, and DICE decided to put the Zombies PvE mode into their official modes rotation. Now, this would have been okay, except zombies are just dumb bots with knives that run towards you and allow players to farm mastery and player XP all the way over to tier 1. Your boy decided to do productive shit, like playing some games that were just sitting in his library after finishing the weekly missions. So, yeah. So, let's get this out of the way first. You play the game, you get shit. You grind weapons for attachments and hardware appearance. You grind vehicles for weapons and hardware appearance. You grind player level for drones, vehicles, specialists, and weapons. And you grind specialists for drip.
No lie, oh my, that's no lie, oh nah, that's no lie, yeah, that's no lie, oh my, that's no lie, yeah.
A pretty simple system, to be honest, but it does its job well enough. So this is the part that everybody and their mama hates about this game. So for those of you who don't know, specialists are supposed to be an extension of the class system from previous Battlefield games. Think of it like the classes in Overwatch. The specialists are unique, but they still fall into certain classes. So where Sundance is an assault type specialist, like Genji is a damage type hero, and Falk is a support specialist like Ana is a support in Overwatch, and you know, you get the idea. Now, I could go over every specialist, but we don't got that kind of time. So I'll go over some of the specialists that I spend most of my time with.
Reporting for duty.
This is Rao. He's hot.
Stop crazy as me. I know I'm hot. What the fuck? Control yourself.
He's a recon specialist who can hack stuff. God damn it. People, vehicles, shit in the environment. If you can touch it, he can hack it. Kill a person and kill a hacked person and their teammates get revealed. Sounds like a pretty strong ability, and it kinda works.
I'm in.
But as things are, he's one of the weaker specialists.
The nigga get on my nerves too, man. What's part of the nigga charm, man?
Because of how long it takes to hack anything, and how it leaves you vulnerable, and you and only you killing the hacked person causes the reveal. Also, no hack assists.
Why?
He's a decent pick when you want to go vehicle hunting, and it's pretty easy to get his mastery skins because you only need spot assists. So grab a proxy sensor and you're golden. Pike is another recon specialist who was hated a lot for being too OP when she was first revealed. Post-launch, everyone hates her for being too weak, and there have been zero balance updates. She's pretty strong, especially on Manifest, but the fact that everyone can see her conveniently when she uses her EMG scanner is just bullshit. However, she's still pretty strong and very useful for a more in-your-face playstyle. Well, plus the guy who kills you gets spotted, so that's pretty helpful for your teammates.
Let's make some trouble.
Sundance is just the best thing that ever happened to this game, really. Smart grenade belt S tier, wingsuit S tier. I'd advise equipping a frag as your throwable, grind under barrel grenade launchers for your ARs, M5 or the AK, obviously not the S4. Please don't use the S4. For maximum explosions and one-shots. Be warned, the mastery missions sound easy, but Sundance Tier 1 is one of the hardest ones in the game. Because the scatter grenade loses all mid-air momentum when it, scatters. So those things don't have much range, and the tracking grenades love to track vehicles on the other side of the map that they will never reach, especially choppers.
Graham, why are all these freaking cookies on the floor?
Phil, can you help me?
So, the support class has two specialists, Angel and Falk. In this game, you can either play support and revive anyone on your team, or you can play as the other classes and only revive your squad mates. Falk is my go-to support specialist, and she plays a lot like Ana from Overwatch with her Surette pistol and all. Damn, what is up with me and meaning grandmas in video games? Everybody loves Angel because he has infinite ammo, infinite armor, and he can switch payloads without dying or having to redeploy. It is hard to choose between the two. However, on one hand, you have German surgeon, and on the other you have the tactical beanie. But the power of the mommy compelled me to pick Falk. Every other specialist on the roster is strong and also work well, but they just didn't fit my style, so I dropped them. Again, we are going over the best ones and not all of them for the sake of keeping this video at a reasonable length. A general thing, crushing people is a shit ton of fun. High risk, high reward. You run into a crowd with the sole intention of running every single one of them over, and you're highly likely to get blown up pretty quick.
You know what I'm talking about? I take no prisoners. I go hard doing this shit. Big dog, big nuts.
Standard light vehicle with garbage handling, but it can do this. Dice, if you're watching this, please don't remove this. It's fine. It's great, actually. This shit is so busted. Everyone knows that you grab the bolt if you can. It's about the same armor and firepower as a tank, the speed of the hovercraft, and the handling of the LAD-V. truly the best ground vehicle in the game. Although, you want to be careful about the big ass windows, because people can and will shoot you through it, especially people with snipers, rifles, and DMRs. The people driving Mavs and flying Condors, like, y'all out here really just being the best people to ever exist, honestly. Like, seriously, these vehicles are the most boring things to drive, but they're extremely useful to the team and let you get into the fight just that much faster. I'm just saying, y'all out here doing God's work. So knives are pretty cool. I'm gonna include Dozer's ballistic shield in knives because, you know, it is primarily a melee weapon. So yeah, those things are pretty cool. You can use them to smash people or
Prank him, John. You already know.
Sidearms are pretty cool too in this game, but you know, there's nothing particularly special about them. They're useful and come in clutch a lot of times. Honestly, the entire class of SMGs is S tier. They're really good at close range and work well enough at mid to long range. But if you put a gun to my head and made me recommend a particular SMG, it'd have to be the K30, barely winning over the MP9. The AK. It's great damage, works at pretty much every range, manageable recoil, and best of all, has the most well-rounded collection of attachments. It's got barrel, under-barrel grenade launchers, grips, extreme range scopes, AP rounds, barrel mags, like I said, everything. Pick the PKP, thank me later. The SVK is a pretty good DMR, although I have to say that it's usually better to just pick a sniper's rifle or an AR. Now, I'm usually more of an AR SMG shotgun kind of guy myself, but the snipers are a blast in this game. Easily the most satisfying gunplay in any first-person shooter game ever. I'm talking about the NTW50 when I say this, of course. Like, that gun is what the dictionary shows as the definition of a masterpiece. Just firing that weapon and landing a shot is just... It does have a lot of downsides though: slow rate of fire, slow ADS speed, slow movement while ADS, slow bullet velocity, and really just outperforming yo mama at a slow competition.
Got him!
As of me making this video, we only have one drone, so yeah, not much choice and nothing for me to compare it with, really. So
line up the parties over here, come on, jump into the fire. Step up, we are whatever we wanna be, we are free, that's all we desire. When you pass through the veil of fantasy, there's a world with a rhythm for you and me. How can I find a love lost in time? There's an answer in the stars for me. All the way across the galaxy, go on forever. I will follow the signs, cause I know when I reach the end it's you I'll see. But we can't waste the time here, it's now or never. The relentless force of nature, the visage of our future. Sometimes I know it feels like fate is never on our side, but as I stand inside the vortex, I wanna have you here beside me.